Okay, here we are with the 2010 GTI. We're about to replace the spark plugs on this GTI. So we're going to open the hood and go to the front and take a look. We got our replacement parts here before we take a look under the hood. We have our spark plugs here and some lubricant. And we're going to replace the spark plug, but first let's get our wrench. Okay, so we have our spark plug wrench. Set that aside. Now, these are the original spark plugs. These are NGK spark plugs. So I'm going to put exactly what I'm taking out back into it. NGK spark plugs. So the first thing here is to take off this cover. Pull up on the back, pull up on the front, and it comes off. Set that aside. And here we have our plugs. And we have this wire and harness we need to remove. If you don't pull these clips properly, they will break and you're going to have a problem. It will still fit, but it will be definitely broken. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to remove this wire and harness. To get the harness loose, don't pull on this too hard, you might break something. I'm going to use like a small tip screwdriver, a flat tip screwdriver, and just pick these clips up. And when you pick them up, you can push the harness backwards. Now the harness is off. I'm going to set that aside. And now we need to get these out. And basically you have to twist and pull to get them out. It's a little tight. I'm going to replace all 4 spark plugs, so let's take them all loose. Let's twist and pull straight up. Don't pull sideways, just straight up. Straight up. Okay, so we have them all loose, and get a better view here. Take them out. That's what it looks like. At this point, we need to remove our spark plugs. So we need this spark plug wrench, which does have a magnet inside of the wrench to pick up the spark plug. Let's set it in, and typically left to loosen, right to tighten. So let's turn it to the left and see if it loosens, and it does. So a few turns, and to make it easier, remove that, turn it by hand, and here comes our spark plug right here. This one, I don't care if I touch it because I'm not going to put it back in. I'm going to replace it. So here is the used spark plug, and here comes the new one. This is the new spark plug right here. Now this NGK plug is made for this car. This is a GTI. And it's already pre-gapped, so I don't have to gap it myself, which makes things a lot easier. Before you put these in, you want to put some grease. Okay, so here, add a little bit of oil around the end of the spark plug here. Try not to touch this area. Put this in, and once again, it's pre-gapped, so I don't have to gap it anymore. I'm going to set it in nice and slowly. Don't drop it in, just set it in slowly. And once again, right to tighten and left to loosen. I'm gonna leave it by hand at this time and do the others. So let's take the others out. Do these one at a time, but I see something's broken here. We got a clip here that came off somehow. I'm gonna put it back on there somehow or another. If I can, I'll try. Oops. This job here should take me really about 10 minutes to complete. But let's see how long it does take after all. Here comes our old plug. And here comes our new plug going in. Slowly, don't drop it in. And turn right to tighten, left to loosen. So I'm going to tighten it by hand for the moment. And then we'll do the others. Right back. Okay. Here's our old plug. This has some carbon in the end of it. It's not that bad, but it's a GTI engine, and as a result, you should find some carbon on the end of the spark plug right here. One of the reasons I'm replacing the spark plugs in the first place. Let's take out the other one. And here comes the final one. And if you look at this one here, it's about the same as the previous one in terms of how much carbon is on there. So I guess all cylinders are working about the same. Don't forget to add some grease to your spark plug, some engine oil or lubricant, so that when you have to remove them, it's not going to be seized up inside the engine block. And here comes the last one. Okay, when I tighten these, I'm just going to do by feel. A couple of turns and it feels a little bit snug. When it feels snugs, I'm going to stop turning it. So just with my fingers, just fingers alone. And that's one. So tighten with my fingers alone on the wrench. so I don't overdo it. Okay, and that should do. I'm going to replace the ignition coils. You can't put these in wrong, and there's no particular order, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can't get them in wrong. So I'm just going to put this in and set it down slowly. It sits over the spark plugs, of course. And just press down slowly until it snugs in. I'm going to put them one at a time until I get to the fourth one. And press down slowly. There's a little groove that it goes down into that tells you it's seated properly when you can't turn it left and right anymore. So if you can't twist it, it's an in properly. And the third one. Press down slowly. It almost clicks into place when it goes in. You can feel it click in. And the fourth one. Press down slowly. It seats and clips into place. And now for the wire and harness here. And I put them in all at once, all at the same time. And just hold on to here and pull straight forward. They should go into place. And they do click in, as you can hear. Now, for some reason, this piece came off the 1, 2, 3, the third cylinder, and I don't know how to put it back in. It's not essential, but I don't want to have something missing that should be there. Makes me feel somewhat uncomfortable, but it's seated, and everything is installed. We'll throw these away, or at least recycle them. And from here, we're going to put our engine cover on, and that finishes the job. So double check, make sure everything is fine. Seated, secure. Put over the top and press down. And we're good. So there we are. We replaced our spark plugs, and that was a DYI, and it was a pretty simple job. Just ordered the NGK spark plugs, and same as came with the car. Replaced all 4 of them, and now we're done. Next job is going to replace this filter, cabin air filter, and that takes a little bit of work. Small space, but I'll make another video on that one for replacing the cabin air filter. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am a driving teacher, but I do a little bit more than driving. Sometimes I like to work on my own car and do things that mechanic does, and I don't have to pay for somebody to do it for me. I can do it for free, all by myself, and that is a good feeling. You can help yourself without paying for everything. So subscribe. See you next time.
Thank you, 1,000 thanks to you. Thank you,